well, let's go ahead and get started with our next webinar in our Mastodon webinar series. Joining me today from MaxUS, we have Will Wilkins, our product owner, as well as Rick Geiger, the CEO of MaxUS Operations. And I'm Lakshmi, Director of Professional Services at Mastodon, and I'll be interviewing Will and Rick today on their solution of using Appian on their warehouse floor. So, Rick, tell me a little bit about MaxPax.
All right. Well, MaxPax, MaxUS Operations, we're a contract packager. We are a co-manufacturer. We package other people's products. We do everything from food to pharmaceuticals to personal care, healthcare, just about everything between our US packaging and our MaxPax operations. We handle chemicals on the MaxPax side and human consumables on the USP side. So we've been around since the 80s doing this. I've been with the company 23 years. We package everything under the sun, really, from 1 gram up to bulk tankers, rigid packaging to flexible packaging, all kinds of pouching capability. We own some patents on pouching capabilities. We do everything, like I said, powders, blending, liquid, packaging, bottles, pouches, everything under the sun. So we are a full service co-manufacturer.
Very cool. That's so great. So you're a few projects into your digital transformation journey. So let's start at the beginning. When did you guys realize you needed to make strategic technology changes?
This is a true story. On day one. So the day that I started, my boss was training me, and she was going over how we do things, and then she started to show me all these spreadsheets. She was like, this spreadsheet is for this, that spreadsheet is for that. And as we would get into all of these spreadsheets, a few of them just took forever to load because there was so much data. So after a few of them, I turned and I looked to my boss and I said, do we have any plan to produce any of these as applications? And she said, yes, we're in the process of starting to look for a local platform.
Awesome. So what are some of the key problems or types of problems you were trying to solve?
It was mostly about scale. Our company is really growing, and like I said, those Excel spreadsheets were almost at their max already. So with our combined growth and how much more we would need those Excel spreadsheets to grow, it's just, we needed to do something.
For sure, and as much as it's a common problem, it's a unique solution that you need to in order to do that. So how did you go about planning to solve those problems?
Well, first we started to map out our process and just put that on paper, and we also wanted to include everything that we wanted this application to be, or what we were trying to find in an application. And then we started our search for a local platform.
Okay. For those watching who either are in the tech evaluation process or might be scared to start it, what did that evaluation process look like for you?
Well, it was time consuming. I mean, we are a small IT team, so we really wanted to make sure that we didn't want to, or we didn't have to really learn a complex coding language and do it entirely all by ourselves. So we ran into that problem with a couple where we would have to learn Java. Others didn't scale like we needed them to, because we have plans for expansion and our business is really growing. So it was challenging.
Yeah. And in comes Appian. I know I don't even have to tell you how simple it really was to learn. I think we had you build a whole application in maybe your first 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, so I did the training, and then also a member of your team gave me an application to work on complete when they didn't even have to do that. And I thought that was really cool because it got me some more practice, and it also gave me more to learn.
Absolutely. So to go along with that technology solution, what was important to you in a partner on such a critical program?
Well, first and foremost, it's about the quality of work. You know, you have to produce good work. Also, you want to be able to trust them in a time of need. I know I'm grateful to you. I've called you outside of work hours, and you have never flinched or put me to voicemail, so thank you. One more thing is fit, because having a partner, it really is a relationship. So, you know, you don't want to have to go to your team and say, okay, let's draw straws to see who has to talk to our partner next. You know, we feel like we have a great partner with you and your team.
Absolutely, and that really goes both ways. You know, you guys are willing to engage, and you know, we communicate really well, and you're willing to let us challenge you a little bit sometimes too. And I know we, you know, collaborate really well in that way as well. So now too is probably the meat of it, what I think a lot of people are going to be excited about. Can you briefly describe the Appian application you built for the warehouse floor? What does it do?
Oh, sure. What does it not do is really the question. We create our schedule so employees know what lines to go to, and we also track their time on the line. We create inbound and outbound appointments for our warehouse. It handles the entire QC process. We can view and move inventory. It pretty much takes care of all the warehouse operations.
Yeah, and I want to take a minute to brag on my development team because on this project, they actually managed to put Appian on a barcode scanner for the first time. I know that was a fun piece of the project as well.
Absolutely, and it helped us a great deal.
Mm-hmm. So after only a few months of development, what sort of return have you seen on your investment in Appian?
Well, we were able to cut excess technology. I mean, I think that's a big thing for any business, is where you can put excess technology that you have to pay for and recreate it. I think that's a huge win. Plus, all of those Excel spreadsheets, you know, we don't have to deal with all the problems that we had. I was talking to a member of the warehouse, and he started off the conversation by saying, do you remember the days of Excel spreadsheets? And that day was not really that long ago, but it seems so long ago. He told me that he would spend about an hour just dealing with problems with Excel spreadsheets, or just taking the time to load. So with the amount of growth that's going on right now here, we needed, you know, to really take care of that, and we accomplished that.
Mm-hmm. And I know just in our short time with you, we've already seen a part of that payoff when you had an unexpected surge due to COVID, mainly with cleaning supplies. With a new app in place, I watched you guys adapt and take that on really without breaking a sweat. And with the added benefit of managers being able to monitor a lot of that from home as well, was really great timing there.
Yeah, that was huge.
Mm-hmm. So how do your warehouses now compare to your peers and competitors in the industry?
Well, I have another story. So when I started, I would always hear about all the customers that would come here, and they were so impressed with our technology. And I would always ask, what are they impressed? Like, tell me what kind of things that they're impressed with so I can understand. And they would come back with the customer portal, but it was mainly a way that we tried to capture every piece of data. And we got really creative with that, and we were really good at it. But unfortunately, that was a part of those Excel spreadsheets. So if those same people that said that they were so impressed back then, I really wish that they could come back right now today to see the large screens that we have in our warehouse to show employees where our loads go and what's in the loads. We have Appian on all of our scan guns. We have stands with tablets that capture real run speeds in all of our clean rooms. If we are not the most advanced in technology for this space, we definitely have to be in the conversation. And it's a reason why I love to work at this company, because their foot is always on the gas pedal. They will do what it takes to be the best.
Absolutely. And a little bit from Mastodon's experience, myself have seen manufacturing in similar industries, and some companies, they want to improve bits and pieces of their processes. They'll bring in Appian, they'll start talking about it. But MaxUS was really a visionary in digitizing your whole warehouse. It's really a testament, your desire to be a disruptor. You let us come in and sometimes tear apart your processes in order to rebuild it, faster, simpler. And I agree. I saw your warehouse before Appian, and it was really slick. I mean, the amount of stuff you guys were able to do with some colored stickers and how much organization that was, it was pretty cool, but the sky's the limit now that you've got this, full platform, your data, your reporting, everything. I'm very excited. So what are your plans for the future? What's next for MaxUS?
Well, I think we had mentioned this before. Our plans for MaxUS is always continual growth. We're always moving forward. In that vein, we had just purchased a contract packaging company in North Carolina, and with 160,000 square feet. So starting in September, we'll have operations in North Carolina. From there, our goal is to be on all 4 points of the compass in the United States. We have plans next year in 2021 to open one in Texas, and then on the West Coast in the following years. So North Carolina or the East Coast is a definite. We are moving there. The technology that Appian gives us and Mastodon has helped us with is definitely helping us get the confidence that we can expand into other locations remotely. We have 3 plants in Wisconsin right now that are all 20 miles away from each other. That's one thing, but when you're talking about across the United States, that's a different one, different item altogether. So yeah, that's we're always moving forward. MaxUS Operations, we'll always plan on continuing to grow to service our customers.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the North Carolina plant, and I'm excited to see that future as well. So I'll go ahead and open it up to questions. While we're waiting for those to come in, I can chat a little bit even about for those joining who don't know a lot about Appian. We didn't necessarily intro it. It's a low-code platform. It is really, you get custom code. You get exactly what you need, in this case for the warehouse, in a very short amount of time, like Will said, without Java, without needing, all that in-depth technical coding to get there. And it's really, it's such a powerful platform where you can combine case management with workflow and BPM. You can get all of your data, you can report on it directly within the system. Find bottlenecks. If you build out different tasks, it automatically reports on, hey, this is the slowest task of the bunch, and you can go and find that bottleneck and fix it as well. So actually, that was a perfect intro, because our first question for you guys is, what parts of the Appian platform particularly impressed you?
I thought initially the ease of the language. I was really impressed with how much it could do without trying to learn the whole Java language. I mean, I really was impressed. The training is phenomenal. The videos and the walkthroughs and everything like that. It really puts you at a great start.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and I mentioned before that you were building apps pretty quickly, but I think the even bigger testament than just the training was, a testament to Appian as well as to the way the Mastodon enables our clients. Is we've got you guys supporting your own applications. It's only been maybe 2 or 3 months, and you're completely self-sustaining. That's unheard of, and at least in custom software. Okay, we got a bunch of these coming in. So what part of the project execution and app development process did you really like?
Ooh, part of the project execution. Well, so I wasn't really familiar with the agile way before your team did the first app and introduced that to us. And it's really impressive, because now we do the same thing now here with every app that we do in the future. We do that same process over and over, and it really, really helps.
Yeah. Yeah, Mastodon lives on Agile, and really because it works so well with Appian. Being low code, you move so fast, you get so much done in a 2-week sprint, and you get to show it off and learn and move on, and
right.
Yeah, it's really quite a process. And I think it also helped with user adoption, right? We were able to get a lot of the people from the warehouse who don't have a lot of time to spend with us. I mean, they're out there working on live product, but we can bring them in, they can get their feedback in every couple of weeks. And so, but when we got the finished app, they were, ready to use it. They already knew what it was. They knew that it had everything they needed. And so it really helps adoption as well. So what do we have next? Oh, this is from someone who I think has used Appian before. How has your customer experience or your end user experience improved using Appian?
Well, so one good example that I can give you just off the top of my head is, because we have stands now with the tablets in each of our rooms, we're able to capture real run rates. So, I mean, that helps us to plan how long our jobs are going to take us to run, but it also helps with quoting. So we can give customers a really accurate quote just by using this app that was made for us.
Yeah, and funny enough, our second application was building that quote in Appian, so.
Correct, yes, it really worked well together.
Very cool. So that also leads well into our next question. So I just mentioned briefly, we did, the next application was tracking quotes, getting those out to customers. And I think we're in the early days of using it, but I'm excited to see if, how much time we knock off the turnaround for a quote, by having it really just zip around to different people's task lists when they need to do something. So where do you see Appian going next in your company?
The sky's the limit. As we grow, we're going to need more, and we're going to need to enhance and to build upon. So right now, just like you said, we're in the early stages of it. So we're just kind of analyzing. We're talking to all our employees. We're making sure that there's not anything that we didn't miss or anything that we could add to help them, but also help our business grow. Yeah,
absolutely. And I know we've already definitely have a few things in the back, on our backlog or roadmap too. There's always more to be done.
There's always more to be done. Yes.
For sure. So I'll throw a question at you and put you on the spot. So don't worry if you don't have an answer. But we've been talking about all the great stuff. But what's a challenge? What's something that maybe didn't go, as you wanted it to through the process, and then how did you or Mastodon, how do we overcome?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have an example in mind, and during the process, there was I don't know if you call it a miscommunication, but between our our two sides. And we didn't think that we would get the full app that we thought we were going to get. And I don't know if you remember this, but I called you as soon as I knew that there might be a problem, and you took things right off my chest. I mean, it was really easy to work with you. We worked out a very good compromise, and we ended up where we thought we would be. So thank you again for, for being a good partner and to make sure that we're happy.
Well, I appreciate that. I was not fishing for that. Another one that I had in mind, was connecting to one of the legacy systems. There's always some technology that it's going to be troublesome, and I know that we definitely worked out all the kinks, and sometimes it had difficulty updating live, so we said, okay, we'll cache some data. There's just an example for those who are just starting their Appian journey, or maybe are afraid to do so, that it's okay for there to be hiccups. You still get this amazing return, and it was absolutely worth it.
Yeah, it really is worth it. We couldn't, just like Rick said, we wouldn't be able to expand across the nation without this. I mean, it really gives us a big competitive edge.
Yeah. Yeah, and imagine, Rick, as CEO, when you'll be able to see exactly how many little packets of a disinfectant is sitting on a pallet in a warehouse on the other coast in real time. It's pretty cool.
It is very comforting to know that. One of the things that it's given us is that, and I've preached this from day one, is our managers, if you can't measure, you can't manage. And this is definitely giving us the measuring tool. So our managers are able to manage their systems, their operations a lot better because they can measure with this system. So it's a huge win for us.
Absolutely. Well, I think that is a great note for us to end on. Thank you both so much for your time. Thank you for your partnership. I really am excited for this, and then as well for your future as you grow and expand.
Thank you.
Thank you.